Celtic supporter, full attention, there's a quiet twist happening behind the scenes, and it could completely change the mood around our January, but hold on, because the biggest detail is still coming. This is fresh information and it hits right at what Wilfried Nancy will be able, or not able, to build in the next few weeks, so stay with me to the end because I'll show you why this is bigger than stay or go. Before I drop it all, hit like, subscribe, and switch notifications on, because when the window opens and the bomb goes off, the people with alerts turned on are the ones ahead of the game, and here we miss nothing Celtic. Right, here it is, journalist Stephen McGowan has offered clarity that hardly anyone expected right now, and it involves Daizen Maeda. Maeda has reportedly indicated a willingness not to force a January exit and to remain at least until the end of the season, at a time when many were convinced he'd push hard to leave as soon as the new year arrived. And look at the context, Nance's early spell has been surrounded by uncertainty, change, scrutiny, even talk about the dressing room mood, so Maeda's stance matters, because when everything feels unstable, a key player choosing not to spark another fire becomes a story in itself. Maeda's situation has been watched for months. In the summer, plenty believed he was ready for the next step, with interest from abroad and the sense Celtic might cash in if the right offer landed. No deal happened, and the script felt obvious: January will be the pressure point. But now comes this signal that he may be prepared to park personal ambition and carry the transition with the squad, and whether you like it or not, that buys time and lowers the internal noise. Don't be fooled though, this relief comes with a massive warning label. Because the Maeda we know, relentless pressing, defensive discipline, intensity, pure self-sacrifice, would be a huge emotional and tactical boost for a manager trying to impose new ideas without losing edge. But the Maeda we've seen in the first half of this season hasn't been that. The analysis points to reduced influence, fragile confidence at times, inconsistency in the final third, and form below the standard he's shown before. And then comes the question nobody wants to say out loud: if an offer appears in January, do Celtic keep him for stability, or sell and reinvest in someone more aligned with Nance's direction? Because the sharpest issue is fit, it's not yet clear where Maeda sits in a more positional, structured setup, a rigid 3-4-3 that demands specific spacing and roles, when Maeda has always been most devastating in transition, disruption, controlled chaos. If Nancy can't define a clear role, Maeda stops being an advantage and starts being a compromise, and compromises cost points. At the same time, from the manager's side, keeping an experienced, hard-working player can steady a low-confidence dressing room, but only if he's being used to his strengths, because pushing him away from what he does best weakens the player and weakens the system. In the end, what this news really says is this: Maeda staying isn't automatically good or bad, it's a conditional opportunity. If the aggressive, decisive Maeda of previous seasons returns, his decision to remain could be massive for the campaign. If the hesitant version continues, Celtic may look back and think, we should have settled this earlier. So I'm asking you, Celtic supporter, do you keep Maeda for stability and for that work rate identity, or do you cash in during January to give Nancy players tailored to what he wants? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this affects us, our season, our style, what Celtic are trying to become right now. And stay tuned, the next few days will tell us whether this is just a ceasefire before the storm or the start of a turnaround, so subscribe, hit like, and turn notifications on, because we track every step until the window shuts. What did you think of the news? Do you want me to improve the introduction to make it even more gripping?